Beautiful souls, what's going on? Oh, oopsie. I'm currently in Bali, Indonesia right now, just traveling, doing whatever random thing. And in today's video, I want to talk about how I took 3 sales calls and turned into $6,000 cash in profit in just 3 hours. Boop, boop, boop. And this video is not like designed to convince you guys of anything. It's simply just to share with you guys what works for me and why I love my sales process so much. So if you're an online coach, if you're an agency owner, you're stuck between 3 to 10K a month, and you want to scale, regardless of the position you're in, you just want to get really good at the process of your bottleneck that's missing, this video is going to be for you. And this video is going to be strictly talking about the sales process. So October 11th, 2022, I landed my first client. That's the first sales call I ever took, and it was the first time I ever closed a client online. So interesting because I posted on my Instagram story saying, hey, I want to help people for free, build basically their businesses. And one guy swipes up. He's like a 30-year-old dude I met at a business conference. And he swipes up and he's like, hey man, are you teaching people how to build an agency? And I was like, yeah, actually I am. And he goes, can I be a client? Yeah, man, I'll meet you in about 2 hours. We'll hop on the call and show you what I got to offer you. And this was hilarious because in those 2 hours, I prepared the entire sales process in that 2-hour period of how the heck I was gonna close this dude from all the little, courses I paid for in the past. No clue what I was doing, heartbeat was racing. And then 2 hours later, I hop on the call with a dude. What's funny was the way that I closed him then is the way I close people now to this day. I brought up a freaking whiteboard because I had no case studies, no testimonials, no results. I brought up a whiteboard and I drew a little triangle. I'm not gonna put it on my eyeball. I drew a triangle and I basically drew out and described through him via the demonstration how I was gonna help him build an offer, do the marketing, and close deals. And this was my first ever deal ever. And then it gets to the point where I'm supposed to pitch the price. I say it's $497. He's like, that's it? My heart was racing. And I was like, yep. He's like, okay, cool. I mean, is it cool if I pay for it later? I was like, yeah. And we get off call. Literally got off call. Next thing I know though, 1-2 hours later, I look at my Stripe account, he paid it. See if I can pop up an old screenshot. Boop. He paid it. And if we fast forward to November, I bought a program, it was $97 on how to basically learn a sales process. But I ended up meeting this guy along the way, shout out to you. And he taught me everything I need to know about sales because he wanted to work with me so bad. And so if we fast forward to March of 2023, this is the day I became a high ticket closer. I was actually an appointment setter at first for an 8-figure company. They're doing about $500,000 to $1.2 million per month. We had about 30 salespeople. I was just one of the people. And I was an appointment setter at first, over the phone, not through DMs, just over the phone. So I had to learn still communication skills at a high level because there's all these other people at this 8-figure company that you're aiming and striving to beat. You don't want to be the guy who didn't make money all the time. You want to make money every single day. And I was competitive as F. So I put all of my blood, sweat, and tears into learning this skill set. And I remember it wasn't clicking. I had no idea what I was doing. In revenue, I did about $10,000 my first month. In my second month, I did about $15,000, maybe $16,000. And in May, I ended up moving to the same city that they all lived in and in the same office. And so I got to work there in person, even though it was a remote job. I worked there in person. I got there, I bought a one-way ticket. I had no idea what I was doing. I was sleeping on the couch at one of these dudes' places. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for letting me live there. And it was all God's timing. The moment I got there in the first week, one dude quit, and he was the same dude who was in the other bedroom of the house that I was staying in. And I was like, dude, let me take the room, to the guy who was renting the building. And he said, no. You have to prove to me you could do this thing, bro. I was like, fuck, okay. And he goes, if you can grab $30,000 in revenue in June, I'll let you live here. And I was like, done, it's over, easy, let's do it. No doubt in my mind. I went from, dude, not understanding, not clicking, not getting it, $16,000 in my entire month, to literally the next week, the first 2 weeks garbage. The next week after that, I grab $11,000 in cash. And the week after that, I grabbed $15,000 in cash. And then I ended up finishing June at $37,000 in cash revenue. And that was the day it clicked for me. I understood how to finance people. I understood follow-up. I understood maintaining a pipeline. I understood keeping kill lists and keeping the right people top of mind. I understood the game at a different level. And if it wasn't for those moments in my life, I wouldn't be where I am today. And that's why I'm so grateful for it. I could keep yapping on my story because I learned a lot. I'm gonna save the rest of the details for another time, especially about team management, etc. Just know this, long story short, we ended up taking one company from 40 grand to $75,000 a month within 2 months. I was a COO and a sales director for that company. I left it, took Nora Prosperity from $0 to $20,000 a month within 2 months. I built out a team for myself so I can only work 3 hours a day and delegate the process. As of this day though, we're at a $20,000 a month run rate as of last month, fired my entire team on a completely new offer, and I have a team of 2 now, me and a virtual assistant and a video editor, and I still work less than 12 hours per week. So that's where we are at now. And I'm just traveling the world doing some shebangs and hooligan stuff. So I wanted to make this more actionable for you. I wanted to give you some value regarding this video. There are 3 main skill sets that I want you guys to learn. Number 1 is DM setting, number 2 is phone setting, and number 3 is closing. Now everyone talks about DM setting and everyone talks about closing. So those are the 2 skill sets I'm gonna talk about the least. The number 1 skill set that everyone should master, especially if they have no marketing, barely any content, they don't have a video sales letter like I do. If they have no funnel and no selling asset, you need to master phone setting. And here's why. Everyone teaches you in the sales process to go from setting appointments through the DMs straight to a closing call and straight to a Zoom call. And they might even say straight to a demo call, which you can consider an appointment setting call. However, this is what I don't like about it. They always tell you to go from DM to Zoom call. And when they say, here's a booking link and book into my calendar, what they're basically asking you is, hey, I know we're strangers, I know you don't know me, but let me send you a calendar invite for you to book into a time and feel obligated to have to meet me at a very specific time, dressed to impress, and show up face to face with a stranger you've never met. That's what people ask for, and that's what builds a lot of no-shows. You can, counteract the no-shows with case studies and a follow-up sequence, etc. But here's the thing, nobody likes to be obligated, especially if they don't even know, like, or trust you yet. So what I like to do is, instead of bringing someone to a Zoom call or a Google Meet, I love bringing someone to a phone setting call first. Because when you bring someone to a phone setting call first, number 1, it's less obligatory. I don't need to show my face, you don't need to show mine. I could be in my bed, I could be sleeping, I could be on the couch, I could be outside, I could be at the beach, sipping a martini and drinking whatever. I'm not obligated to have to show my face. Second thing too, I'm not obligated to show up on time. I don't need to book a calendar invite and it's 10 a.m. and then the prospect says, hey man, sorry bro, I have a dinner with my family, I can't meet today. And then you have to do this, rescheduling process. For me, it's so informal, the meeting time, but I still keep myself professional when I'm on the call. So what do I mean by that? It's informal, meaning that when I go from a DM setting call to a, hey, let's schedule a time. And another thing I would like to say this, I like to manually book appointments, not send a freaking booking link. Because when I manually book appointments, and it's a skill set, not every time you're gonna have a booking link. So that's number 1, is a skill set. But number 2, when I go from DM set to phone call, sometimes they're gonna tell me, hey, by the way, sorry bro, something came up. And I'll tell them, hey, no worries. And then we'll push it down and we'll reschedule. And since it's less obligatory, they don't feel like they need to dress up or get ready or look pretty for this meeting. So it doesn't have more excuses in their mind for them to not show up. It's just a phone call, homie. I'm just gonna ask you questions. So that's why I like it too. I don't need to look good, you don't need to look good. Final thing I love about phone setting is when you get on a phone call with somebody in your phone setting, you could build authority, you could build proximity. So it means like I'm getting to know you by your voice, I'm getting to trust you by how your conviction is. I can tell you've been around the block before, I could tell that you've done this thing before. That's what prospects are thinking when they're on the phone with you. They can sense when you're new and they can sense when you've been around the block and you're a veteran. But realistically, what I love about it is it literally pre-cooks prospect. You don't need to send them to content, to a video, to a YouTube channel, to whatever, and hope, fingers crossed, they watch the stuff or go through your funnel. When you're on the phone with them, nobody likes to just hang up the phone. Nobody likes to tell you, hey man, I gotta go, sorry. Even if they do, you could keep them on the phone. There's skill sets to do that. When they're on the phone with you, you could fast track their trust, because they say this, 7 hours of time with somebody and content with somebody is what usually gets someone to believe in you, trust you, like you. But when you're on the phone, 40 minutes or less gets me to know everything that's your problem and gets me to share everything that I have as a solution to your problems. So it's like, you feel like you're talking to the Messiah. You feel like you're talking to literally Jesus has sent a man to be in front of you so that he can help you take care of your business or whatever it is that you're selling. See what I mean? Because that's literally what it is. When it's one-to-one communication like that, it's a whole different level of a trust and authority that you could build just off the phone call. And you could disqualify your prospects without even needing to meet them face to face. You might hop on the call in the first 2 minutes, or you might even spend the whole call with them and realize this person's not the right fit for you, or maybe they're not mentally ready yet and they don't trust you, so you have to do little psychological triggers to get them to trust you more and fast track their success with you more, where they're like, I want to work with you. You might need to do those things. If you rely on just your content and just your funnel to do that, and your funnel's not optimized yet, which most of you guys' funnels is not optimized yet, then you're missing out a lot of money on the table. You're gonna have to build that thing out first. No. I'm like super digressing on all these different topics, but you can tell I love phone settings so much. And this is what I teach, so I'm like contradicting myself. But if you had to rely on Instagram to basically do all the nurturing for you and you didn't have sales skills, then what happens when your Instagram account shuts down or your YouTube channel shuts down? You have all these leads and you have no way to nurture these people and get them to convert. It can't be like that. You have to have a phone setting and closing skill set. See what I mean? It also fast tracks their success. My setting rate and my closing rate is disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. But it's because I'm aware of psychological triggers. I know how to get someone who is on a call with me to be ready right away, or I know how to disqualify the people immediately because I can sense they're not gonna break. They're just not ready. And so I might send them away, send them resources, warm them up over time in the long term and continue the follow-up process of those people. But majority of the people who hop on a call with me, I'm very good at making them very aware of their problem, and I'm very good at making them see that I'm the guy who can help them solve their exact problem. It's difficult to get that with just content. It's really easy though and very simple to get that when you have a phone setting skill set. Now I could talk about DM setting if you want. I could talk about closing if you want. I might as well just save that for another video, but I really just wanted to share that for you guys, just so you had a better understanding and like how this process really works. Really master phone setting. I literally have an example of me doing a phone setting call with a B2C lead. This was not B2B. This was like a business to consumer who wanted to learn sales and kind of get into how to learn sales. And he was from a different country, so English is not really his first language. You can hear the video, and you can hear me literally run exaggerated part of the sales process because I wanted to show that the script that I have, which is in the description of that video, literally is word for word, or not necessarily word for word, but concept for concept, exactly what I teach in my phone setting process. And if you've been on the phone with me, you'll understand how valuable that skill set is. Make sure you learn phone setting. Keep that in your system, master it. It's such a valuable skill set. I would spend more than 10 grand again on it just to relearn it at a higher level if I had to restart from zero. This video was very unplanned. I just kind of chucked it out there because I wanted to yap. But if you have any questions about it, go ahead and drop a comment down below. If you have any inquiries about my business model, go click the first link in the description. It's basically a breakdown of how I did 20 grand a month profit in 3 hours a day with one team member in less than 12 hours a week. And you don't have to freaking post a million pieces of content and you don't have to send hundreds of damn cold DMs. If you want to learn that, go click the link down below. But aside from that, love you guys. We'll speak soon. I'll see you guys in another video.